Hi. So today we'll be making cannelloni from scratch. So what you're gonna need is eggs. Now cannelloni, what we're gonna do is not the traditional with pasta, but with crepes. Crepes are great because if there's any leftover, you can use them for breakfast with jam or Nutella. Nutella and crepes are great. But you'll need eggs, spinach, flour, some ground beef, tomato sauce, ricotta cheese, mozzarella, Parmesan cheese, butter. These are all the ingredients that you'll need to make homemade cannelloni. I will be making spinach cannelloni with a not ragu, but just meat and tomato sauce just to go over the top of it. Not too much meat. Now you can make it either way. You can just use tomato sauce if you don't like meat or can't have meat, or you can use a little bit of meat just for a little flavor. I'm gonna start by sauteing the spinach. So you wanna start by adding a little olive oil. I added some garlic in here, minced garlic. You don't have to. I just like the flavor. Let that heat up a little bit. I'm going to throw extra spinach in here. Not that I'm going to put them all in the cannelloni, but whatever I don't use, I can freeze for another time. I also save a little because I like to have salads and mix it with spinach. Add a little salt. Now, that should be good. What you want to do is get yourself a strainer, and we're going to strain these. Now, we're going to use the same skillet to make our meat, brown it up. I always like to add a little salt on the bottom. Put a little olive oil, not too much. And we'll join our meat. Now you can season your meat, but don't forget, it is a cheese cannelloni, so you don't want to season it with anything that's going to overpower the cheese, right? So maybe if it's something buttery, but otherwise, I think just salt and pepper. Because once you mix it with the tomato sauce, The flavor will be there. What's nice about making cannelloni, you can freeze them once they're made. And you can take a couple out anytime you want. In my case, 3. But it's not very heavy. And it tastes good. Now I've drained the grease out of it, and I'm going to get the sauce. Now, I love Rao's. The flavor is great, so I use that most of the time. Mix it all in. The heat should be on low. You don't. Now I'm gonna make the cheese mix. This is what goes into the crepes. So here's the ricotta cheese. Okay. Now, like I said, 1 egg should make 2.5 to 3 crepes. So you want to make sure you have enough mixture. But again, if you have leftover crepes, you can use it for breakfast with jam, Nutella. I like it with Nutella. So, here we go. Okay. Throw the spinach in there. And you can put as much or little as you want. It's up to you. When you cook, you're the boss. Whatever you want. Okay. Now, people make it different ways. People just put the ricotta cheese, spinach, or just the ricotta cheese. What I like to do is, I like to add mozzarella to mine, because ricotta cheese is a little runny. But if you throw some mozzarella in it, shredded mozzarella, it'll keep it together more firm. And what I'm putting together here, this is the same mixture that I would use in my lasagna. Again, as much cheese as you want. Now, in the mixture, what I like to do is, I do it a little different. I like to add an egg or 2, depending on how much it's in there, just to keep it together and make it mix better. So I'm gonna grab 2 more eggs. One. 2. Another thing that I like to do, and if you haven't noticed, I like cheese. I'll add some Parmesan in there. And I'm gonna wash my hands because I'm eating it, so I'm gonna use my hands. Now with the 2 eggs I put in there, if that's too runny, you can always use more mozzarella and that'll keep it together. The consistency seems pretty good here, so I don't think I'll need any of it. Maybe a little bit more mozzarella. Maybe 1 egg might have been enough here. Like I said, it's my cheese, I'm eating it, I'm using my hands. There you go, that should be enough. Okay. Now you can add salt and pepper if you want. To me, I don't think it makes that much difference because there'll be enough in the other ingredients that I'm going to mix in, so it's up to you. Okay. This is done, so I'm going to turn this off. Okay. Now I know people are gonna say, why don't you make your own sauce? Well, you know what? I don't have the time. And this tastes just as good. Move it off the eye. Now, in making the crepes, crepes are simple. So I have 10 eggs here. I'm going to keep this, and you'll see why in a minute. So we have our 10 eggs. Let's put a little salt and pepper. Now again, that's why I didn't put any in the ricotta cheese, because there's going to be salt and pepper in the other ingredients. You can always put salt and pepper when it's done to your liking. I've noticed that. Funny part is, growing up, I always had my hand on a salt shaker or pepper, because every bite I would take, I would always throw some salt on it. But I noticed in my later age, I don't really care for salt. Whatever salt is in the ingredients, that's enough for me. Okay, so here we go, 10 eggs. Now, your flour. For every egg, you want to throw 1 spoonful of flour. And you don't want to throw it all in at once. You want to mix it in there. So I'll throw in a couple at a time. Mix it and then do it over again, because you want to get a nice texture. Now, one thing is, this is how my mother used to make it, but I remember it as a kid. I'm sure I'm doing it wrong, because it's not like she came over here and said, no, this is how you do it. But I'm sure I'm not doing it the exact same way she did it. But I've been making these for a while, and they're delicious. So, like I said, that's the great thing about food. Once you learn the basics, you add or subtract whatever you like. You make it your own. And that's how new dishes come up, right? New dishes are invented like that. By people adding their own ingredients, putting their own spin to it. Okay, so that's 6. Eight. My wife likes when I do this, because she's at work right now. So dinner will be ready when she gets home. I'm on to her. She's warm. Now, once you put your 10 in there, you'll have to test it out. If you want a little more, you can. Or if it's too heavy, you put extra water in there. So, now we had 10 eggs, 10 spoons of flour. And the reason I saved this is because you want 10 egg full of water. So I'm gonna open the faucet here. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you know what? That seems perfect. I'll bring it over. So, nice texture. Perfect. Okay. So what you guys want to do is you want to get a pan about the size so you can make a nice crepe. Because if it's too big, then it's going to run. It's going to be different sizes. So you want to keep everything the same size. So I can't find the other one, so I brought out a new one. J. Henkel's. These are supposed to be great, made in Italy. Let's see how they work. If it sticks and it messes up, it's not my fault. First time using it. So what I like to do is first you want to heat up the pan. Okay. You do not want the fire up too high because you'll burn the crepe. So you want it low. So we're going to keep it low. This is the big eye on this stove, so it'll cover the whole bottom of the pan. So, perfect. We'll let that heat up for a second, and then we'll start. So, what you want to do is get your stick of butter. Now, I don't usually do this, but I'm going to do it this time because I'm going to be using it later on. So just now these pans say you don't need anything, but I've always done it with butter, so I'm going to use it because I think it's going to give it a color and a flavor. So I'm going to keep doing what I do. So here we go. So you get yourself a ladle. You don't need a full ladle because you don't want it too thick. If you like it thick, you go ahead and make it thick. I like mine thin. So you have to really watch it. Okay. Let me bring this closer so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay. Then you want to get yourself something. Oh, well, pan is nice. Comes right up. So, I'm gonna get it. You want to flip it. That didn't work out. Maybe it's too nice. Okay, so let's see. So since this is two, okay, maybe I won't add butter because it comes right up. It's a very nice skillet, so I'm not gonna say anything negative about it, but so this, as you can see, is a little, came out with some holes, and that's not gonna help. Well, look at that. So here we go. We'll attempt it again. If not, I may have to get a different skillet. Again, don't put too much if you don't like it thick. Also, when you do this, make sure it's all the way dry on top before you flip it. Otherwise, it'll just break. Okay, as you can see, it's dry. Now, because of the skillet, I'm gonna keep it there an extra second. Okay, let's try now. Oh, there we go. Okay. That one came out perfect. Okay, like I said, I like butter on my pan, but I don't need any butter with this because I think it breaks. So here we go, perfect. Just keep doing this until it's all covered. Flip it over. Perfect. Look at that. You know what? I recommend the pans. Nice. Okay. Now, I'm not promoting Costco or any company, but because I work for Costco, so I want to tell you that. But I did buy these pans. It's a 3-set. I think they're on sale right now, so it's a great value. If anybody's looking for pans, I recommend them. Perfect. Perfect. This pan's my new friend. I love it. Look at that. Okay, we're in our last few here. You can see they're coming out beautiful. Turn the pan around so it kind of covers the bottom. Again, this is an 8-inch skillet. I guess maybe some people like them bigger. An 8-inch skillet is fine with me. And it doesn't even take a minute on each side. First side you put it on may take 45 seconds, 30 seconds. Once you flip it, 15, 20 seconds, that's it. It's set. And slide right off. I think I might have one left here. Okay, I think this is all we're gonna get. May actually get another one in there, but I'm not gonna go for it. So here's the finale before putting it in the oven. So what I like to do is this. Put some sauce on the bottom. You don't have to put too much. If you like a lot, you put a lot, but I just like to coat the bottom. Once the bottom is coated, okay. So put this here, here, this. What you want to do is this. I want to make sure you see how I do this. Okay. Grab a crepe. And what you want to do is grab your mixture, your cheese mix, and you sit it in there. Okay. And then you fold it just like a burrito. fold it this way, and then line them up. And I think I'll line them up this way. Yeah. Now I like mine with a lot of cheese, but when you cook, you're the boss. So you make them any way you like. I keep saying it. That's the beauty of cooking. You can get recipes from different people and then you make them your own. And that's how we come up with different ideas, better ideas. It's how we evolve. All right, so 10 eggs. Let's see, I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21. I was wrong, three crepes per egg. I made 21 crepes out of 10 eggs. So, oven, you don't want to over cook them because everything here is cooked really. So I'm going to set the oven on 350. And that's just to heat up. Now let's see. My wife will be home in about an hour. So by the time I get all this prepped, take it out of the oven, it'll be ready for her. So let's finish it up. So the butter. What I like to do with the butter, I like to throw slices of butter right on top so it keeps it moist, right? And the butter flavor, I love the butter flavor. So if you can see that, I'm gonna put some butter all over. Now, if you don't put anything on top, what the butter will do is it'll give it color in the oven. But mine, because I'm going to cover it with the ragu, it's not going to give it much color, but it'll keep it nice and buttery. So I guess a whole stick will do. Doesn't have to be perfect on there, but I guess you can see I love butter and cheese. There we go. So now, on top, ragu. I didn't have enough to fill this pan, but it's okay. Get the ragu, you place it on top, right? Spread it. Doesn't have to be perfect, just so that there's enough meat. So like I said, and with the meat too, you can fill the crepes up with meat. If you like meat cannelloni, I just like the cheese cannelloni because they just melt in your mouth. And then the meat gives it that extra flavor. Okay. And now, don't be surprised. Like I said, I love cheese. So, you know what? I use Kraft. There's better cheese that I like to use, but in this case, since that's all I have right now, I'm gonna use Kraft. Just sprinkle it on top. Whatever your desire is. Okay? Okay. So, this is what it looks like before it goes in the oven. Like I said, you stick it in the oven, you're not cooking it. You are just giving it a color and just heating everything up. So I'm putting it at 350. 30 minutes should be enough. I'll check it every once in a while and make sure it's done right. And I'll see you in a bit.